Yo, 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 what it is, what it do. Welcome to Want Vision TV. We got my boy Steve Cho in the building. What's
Yo,
happening, my brother?
shout out WAP TV. What's up, man?
Man, nothing much, man. How you been?
Chilling, man. Yeah, just trying to stay busy. A lot of things going on in the background. So, what
That's
about
what's
yourself?
up. That's what's up. What you got going on nowadays? You got any fights coming up or anything like that?
No, I mean, I was like in. There was like iffy about a fight going on this past Saturday, but then that one fell through, and it was supposed to be in Wyoming, but because like a lot of these fights promos are like really unorganized.
Yeah.
I was trying to do like some bare knuckle stuff. It's like
Damn.
a bare knuckle Muay Thai essentially, but and it's in like Wyoming where the promotions they're it's like lawless, so like they don't give a crap. And then yeah, so I was gonna, and then I mean there could be an fight from now between now and October 9th. I was gonna be booked for a fight on October 9th. A local, my it was gonna be my pro MMA, not pro, but it was gonna be my first MMA fight.
Okay.
But then that one fell through because I had to give that I have to be at a conference for that, so I can't make
Okay.
that one. But yeah, I mean, anytime I'm in pretty good fight shape. If I get like a week, 2 weeks notice, all I do is like run for an hour a day, and then like up until like 2 days before the fight, and then I'll be good, man. Like
So
so.
how did you get into that? Like how did you start fighting? Or
Uh,
competing fighting?
yeah, like
Rather.
I first went out to Thailand when like 2008. I was and then I had just graduated high school, and then yeah, and like a couple of days later, I was on a flight to Thailand. I didn't even tell my parents. I like wrote
For
them a
real?
yeah, I wrote them a note, and I told my younger brother to give it to them when I was like in Thailand.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I'll be fighting, and then I don't know, it was so random. And then like 2 months later, I got my first fight, and then I was like, man, this is dope.
So
And
you won your first fight?
yeah, yeah. Thankfully,
That's
I
what's
won my
up.
first fight. Yeah, a lot of
That's
people
what's
they
up.
don't win their first fight, and then like I think that one's harder. Like it's kind of like if you bomb your first stage set in stand up comedy, or if you
Yeah.
lose your first fight, it's harder to it's there's a bigger hurdle of confidence you have to try to regain.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's, so how'd you get into comedy?
Oh, comedy. So
Yeah. Like stand up and stuff.
yeah, hold on. Let me think. So I was in China, and then we were. I think it was just like my friends were bullshitting or something, and then I was like, "Dude, I can do that." And then they're like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you can do that." They like called me out, and I'm like, "Okay, now I have to do it."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I looked up some like local. I looked up some like some open mics in Hong Kong, and in Hong Kong there's a big international scene.
Okay.
So there's like a lot of people from America or UK, and then yeah, and then we went there to open mic. It was a bunch of like amateur comics, and then that's how usually open mics usually are, just a bunch of amateur comics. And
Right.
then yeah, and then like I went up, and then like my first fight, I did really well, and everyone was like, "Oh, you should keep doing it." I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." And then like
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah,
That's
man,
what's up.
I
That's what's
got
up.
really lucky. I got really lucky on my first for many. So
Yeah, I was still waiting to go for my first time for stand up. Bro,
yeah,
remember that one day you was over in Weirton, bro? I had to get up too. I was nervous. Like,
yeah,
how'd you get over it? Was you nervous like the first time you ever tried it?
yeah. I was nervous. Um, I mean, my first time, I think I was more excited than nervous. But then, like the last couple, like I'm at stage set like 43 right now or something. I'm trying
Okay.
to get to like 50 before I like can actually call myself a comedian. But
Right, right.
like yeah, in like the 20s to 30s, I'd have like experienced a lot more nervousness, and then like it was something around like the last around like 38 30 I just stopped caring all like so now at
Yeah.
this point I don't feel any fear even if I'm not prepared at all or anything, so I'm just like, oh, that's good,
So you bombed a couple before?
dude. I bombed. It was like 33 through 37, I think, or like
All in a row?
yeah, I just bombed like 5 or 6 in a row.
Damn,
And, like no laughs, and I was like, well, that's, oh, and I'm like, well, whatever, this happens. And then like, yeah, but I think experiencing bombing is really good for you. So because like, especially there's like no stakes involved. I'm not like, I'm not making money
Yeah,
off of it. Like,
yeah.
who cares at the end of the day? So,
All right. So let me ask you this: you are a person who you meditate and stuff, right?
well, I don't like I don't actively meditate as much as I used to. It's more of like when I exercise.
Yeah,
That's a very meditative, uh, like activity, I guess.
yeah,
Because like meditation, it just gets you in your body, and then you like more focused. You're like focused on one thing, single thing, like whether it be breathing. When it comes to Muay Thai, I'm like focused on my just technique, and then so I guess I enter like the meditative like uh
stay.
state of mind, yeah, when I'm like
Yeah.
doing these activities. So yeah.
Okay. So all right, the question I was getting to was how important do you think it is for you to spend time with yourself?
Oh, that's that's so much of that's like a big part of, I think, if I had to like put a number on it, maybe like 20, 30%, 30%, 40%, something. Well, it's because like, let's say you plan your day. It's gotta, if you spend time to yourself, you gotta like, because that's a lot of times is figuring yourself out. Because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know themselves, and they let themselves get pulled by all these distractions like social media and all that stuff. And then like, but if you focus on yourself, like what you want, then like all that other noise just goes away, and then you can focus on like doing you instead of getting pulled in all these directions and not really moving anywhere. So I think that's a big. I think that's a big part of, yeah, what your day should be around, like self reflection, yeah, meditation,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
and then figuring out what you want, and then going and then acting out your day accordingly.
for sure. All right. So you do a lot of what I call it community service, or just you help a lot of people from what I see, just with through whether it be training or just like being around with a positive vibe and a positive energy. Where do you think you always been like that? Like that's how you were raised, or did it come to a point in life where you had to like get to that point? Like, you know what I mean? Get to the point to where you want to help other people and see people shine. That's what I get from with, you know what I'm saying, the stuff you do, like how you have trainings, Muay Thai for free, people come train with you, all
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So I guess I always I always liked helping people, and then like what it always, I guess it always stemmed around with things I was passionate about. So for example, when I was like in high school and I was really into basketball, I would like try to train people with basketball, or like basketball conditioning drills or whatever, just so, because I felt like it could improve your life, whatever. And then
Yeah,
like and then I guess now, since Muay Thai is like my main passion, I do it through that. Like, because it's helped me, and then like it helped me develop, I guess, a passion for life. Or
right.
then I'm like, I kind of want to share that with people. So I think that's an interesting. Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but like it's more like the things that give me energy, so that I want to give that energy, spread that energy to other people.
Yeah,
So it's like, and then where there's passion, there's like energy.
for
So,
sure.
yeah.
That's dope. And like, how do you stay so humble, like as a, I don't know, cause all right, I'm knowing if I was the type of person, I seen some of your videos of you fighting. You're a dangerous person with your hands. Like,
Appreciate
okay,
it.
so like now I don't think now because I'm a little older, but I think like if I was a little younger and I knew I could like hurt people super easily with my hands, like I would be so like thirsty to fight. Like, oh what? Like I'll beat the dog. Like you know what I would do to you, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I still experience some like of those ego stuff, like but then once you, I think the greater picture is like the gratitude of how much it's helped you become a better person. Then like, I think that's enough to keep you humble, as well as the fact that there's like, I mean, there's so many greats before you, and then there's so many so much great young talent too. Like it's enough
Yeah.
to keep me humble. Like I'm not the best fighter, and there's always someone better than you, you know. And then like you can try to just be the best you can be, and then but yeah, like I do experience those like ego trips moments though. I mean, I'm human, but
Yeah.
when I try to catch myself. I mean, I'm better about it now. I'd say I hope than I was in my 20s for sure.
Okay. So who's some of the people that you look up to as far as for like in the fighting world or like in the motivation world, like you know what I'm saying, in the just like people that motivate you.
Dude, Mike Tyson's a huge one. He's pretty. If you listen to his like interviews too, he's really deep and
Yeah.
profound.
Isn't it amazing to see Mike Tyson because like to the person he was as a fighter, you know what I mean, as a
Yeah,
boxer, like rip your face off, I'll eat your kids and all that. And then like hear him talk now, he's really like intelligent and he's really
yeah,
like he's spiritually in tune. Like you know what I'm saying? He's like he
yeah.
knows like he like yeah, it's dope like to see somebody like that. For me too, like that's one of my favorite people. Like I watch his podcast sometimes. Did you ever see the one where he was talking to Lil Boosie? Like that shit was
Oh, I
funny.
saw snippets of that. Yeah, yeah,
That shit was funny as hell.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some other fighters I like. Um, well, I like coaches too. I mean, Muhammad Ali, of course. Like I listening to his stuff.
Okay.
Um, watching some of his interviews. Bruce Lee, of course. Um, I like Customato, like Mike Tyson's coach. I like listening or reading some of his stuff.
Okay.
He's a pretty deep person. And then another fighter I like is Lomachenko. He's like this Ukrainian, I think lightweight, featherweight, or it's like 135 pounder.
What
But
is he
like
from?
he was the best at when he got dethroned. But like the way he trains, he's very intelligent, and they call him like he had like they call him the perfect fighter because of his footwork. But
Yeah.
when it comes to boxing, he's like I like his approach to training. And then I learned it, and the more I learned about him, as far as his dad's a very interesting individual who like made
Okay.
him like quit boxing and then learn dancing for 4 years just so he could get his footwork up and stuff. And
Yeah,
so
and that dancing footwork got him nasty in boxing, huh? That's
yeah, that type
crazy.
of stuff. Yeah, and then yeah, some other people for motivation. Let me see. I don't know anyone. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a good one. Like
Yeah.
he has motivational speeches. I like The Rock. The Rock is pretty dope.
The Rock is my boy, man. I love The
Yeah,
Rock. You know I
yeah,
love The Rock, man. That's my boy.
yeah. He's got that juice, man. He's
That's
always
my idol, bro. If I had to have an idol, I swear it'd be The Rock,
yeah,
bro. Cause he's
yeah,
just turned, like he's letting you know, like I'm turned, and there's nothing you can do
yeah.
about it. Like, yeah,
For sure. So, like for example, like when you ask him about meditation, like and the way he describes his morning workouts,
yeah,
it's like very meditative for him, you know, because it helps him
yeah,
get in his body, and he's like focusing on one thing, which is like to beat his personal records and all that stuff, or push past to get that extra rep in. And it's pretty dope.
yeah,
Um, but like it's actually crazy when people talk about The Rock, like even though they let's say they meet him like once or twice, but he
yeah,
like it's crazy that he'll ask them stuff like he's like, oh, what are your goals? And he's like, how are you doing about your goals? And then like he'll meet them like weeks or months later, or even years, and then he'll ask them about their goals again. Whether he
yeah,
remembers to send them or not, he goes like, oh yeah, did we talked about a goal? Like it's just interesting. Like he
yeah,
he's there to keep you accountable and like kind of
yeah.
on you. Well, that's even if he doesn't have the time to like that's what he's trying to do for you to like help you make you get better as a person. So
Everything.
yeah, I know when I learned that about him, I was like, dang, that's pretty dope. That's like really really dope to do
The
that for.
most electrifying man.
Yeah, I mean,
For real.
I was a big fan of him back in WWF.
Me too, bro. Like that
Yeah,
was like him, Stone Cold, the
yeah.
Undertaker, and them niggas, man. They was turned, no
That
cap.
was like 1999, 2000. That was like that peak era. Shit was
All
dope.
right. So you done traveled all over the world. What's your favorite place you think you've been to?
I'd say like top 3 places. Well, for sure Thailand, mainly Thailand because of Muay Thai. But in
Okay.
terms of like a cool cultural atmosphere, uh, Amsterdam is pretty dope. It's really like I don't know, it's because like weed and like shrooms are legal there, and so like
So it's chill. Everybody
yeah,
chill, huh?
yeah, super chill. And it's like all this like cool artwork and stuff, and it's like a really convenient city to like get around by bus and what is it
Like cabs and stuff.
yeah,
Public
bicycle,
transportation.
like bicycling. Yeah, if you would
Oh,
bike
okay.
everywhere, yeah, it's pretty dope. And
Yeah,
then
that's dope.
yeah, it's like a really dope city, and I'm like, dang, this is like a would be a like a cool place. I wish America had more cities like that for their like young 20 somethings, because then like
Like vibrant.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like so alive and so creative, and then and they say Atlanta, not Atlanta, but Amsterdam has like the best work-life balance among the youth. Like they care more about their lifestyle than just making money and all this stuff, which is pretty dope.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
and then
that's dope.
third place, it used to be Bali but Bali's like a very spiritual island. I like islands type stuff, but then like the traffic there is kind of crazy. Um, so I would say I don't know, man. San Diego is up there.
Okay. I never
uh,
been to San Diego yet, man. I want to go bad as hell. I've been to LA 50 times. I
oh
ain't been
yeah,
I don't know why I ain't went to San Diego yet. I want to go to.
San Diego is nice,
They
man.
said it's like a more like rich nigga LA, like for real.
Maybe it's like, man, when I was there, just because like the weather was always perfect,
Yeah.
and then like there's so many hot like Hispanic girls, and then like
Okay.
I was like doing like hip hop classes with them, and there's like so many hot girls all around, and they were like
That's
super
lit.
because they were like and then their like dance community is not so competitive. It's more like uplifting. They're so uplifting, and they're
Yeah.
and it was like so super dope. I was like, dang, this is dope. And then like yeah, and then just like the beach. I like the beach and stuff. But I heard San Diego is up there. I can think like I think it replaced Bali. The traffic's actually way too crazy. So, but yeah.
So let me ask you this question. Do you have any fears in well just in life? Like what's your do if you have one, if you want to tell us. If you don't want to tell us, that's cool. What's your biggest fear if you have one?
I guess not. My biggest fear is like not getting as far as I want to be, kind of in life,
Yeah.
and like a lot of times I like have these like I guess depressions where I look at my life and I'm like I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But then and then other moments I have like moments where I'm like, oh well, I mean I'm done. I'm like kind of proud of myself. So it's kind of like finding that balance. But like I guess the biggest fear is like not not or failing to meet my own standards. I guess for
Yeah,
like
like the goals you said and stuff, or
yeah
not even the goals, just like where you want to see yourself in life. That's my
yeah
biggest fear. I'm
yeah
not gonna lie, like letting like not being rich as fuck, and because of what I want to do with the money, I guess. Like
yeah
I'm
no yeah
scared to not be. I'm scared to leave my people down here not loaded. Like when it's time
yeah
for me to
yeah
go.
I know what you mean, dude. And someone I see you're always making moves. You're like one of the most prolific like videographers and always on your grind and stuff, and that's
I
always cool to see.
appreciate
I'm
it,
like I'm
bro.
like I'm like yeah when I see Added Up doing this thing, I'm like, oh man, he's like it's like when you just see someone making moves that motivates you type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's how y'all is for me. Ever since I met you, bro, you've been like a motivating person. I actually got hip to you from born. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I was out in Arizona or Vegas or somewhere when I first seen y'all kicking it together. And yeah, bro, like that's how I was like, man, this dude's lit, bro. I could just see this
I
nigga off the
appreciate
rip,
it.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So what's coming up for this year, man? What should we be looking out from Steve Cho?
Oh yeah.
What's one
Well,
thing you want my viewers to be, you know what I'm saying, looking out for?
so yeah, we at Kind Hearts Media, we closed on a building in McKeesport. It's in like
Okay.
eastern Pittsburgh area.
Okay.
Um, and really big building, so we're gonna be renovating that, turning it into studio space. Like help with our classrooms and like we have like a lot of plans for that. Just like because there's a lot of talent around Pittsburgh, but there's not enough like infrastructure
Yeah,
and like I guess like community leaders to like to nurture that talent
yeah,
and then like so yeah, we got a lot of plans for it. And then like I've been like mentoring like it's around like 10 kids, I guess, around up. So like with like little stuff through like self-defense and like music, we like make music videos. We haven't released any of this, but then like we're gonna be start showing some of this stuff. And then like yeah, I was just like trying to develop these kids' confidence, and I'm like, all right, I want to do this like on a larger scale now, So
yeah.
yeah, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. Like at least, like the sooner we can get this, then like the more stuff we can do that I've already been doing on a larger scale, So
Okay.
yeah,
So you still have the trainings on Fridays and Saturdays?
I've had to cut down the time because
Okay.
of the commitment to the building and stuff.
Okay.
But I try to make it on Saturdays at 1 to 3 at like Level Up if I go. Level
Okay.
Up's also a pretty dope place because like they're kind of like a community, dance, hip hop dance, what is it, dance studio, and like
Yeah.
teaching people about like the arts and like young adults, mainly like music, art, and all that stuff. So like stuff like kind of working with them, like doing an extension of that, just because I think like I think more people can like benefit from discovering their inner artistic talents that like often go unexplored. You know,
Yeah.
like I think that could help them discover like maybe some joy in life or
Anything, man. If you're, I'm telling you from experience, and just like if you're able to, man, that's the only thing I would. I mean, I did a little bit as a child, but I wish I could have just been able to work, get started. You know what I mean? Sooner.
100%. Yeah, man.
So if we can be able to give somebody a position to be able to get started and establish that, like you said, their confidence and stuff, that going into the older, like being grown, to be easier. You know what I
Yeah, for
mean?
sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. So
100%.
that's dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out Level Up Studios. I fuck with that. I've been
yeah,
out there I've been out there to train with you once or twice,
yeah,
and I did a show out there before at Level Up,
yeah.
and it was real dope. Hell yeah.
Sure, sure.
But anything else you want to tell the people, my boy Steve?
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like I'm in any of that place to like to say
No,
anything. Okay.
you are, bro. I'm gonna tell you, you are. Just any random piece of advice, cause you are, bro. I don't know if anybody. We look on. I look up to you, bro, on a
I
lot of, you know
appreciate
what I'm
it.
saying, in a lot of areas. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, you can say it's people watching for sure. If people ain't telling you or whatever, I don't know, but it's people watching. You know what I'm saying. So definitely, your words is gonna be respected over here for sure. So
Yeah.
anything you can tell the people, you know what I'm saying, just a good piece of advice before you go.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll tell you an issue I'm having right like currently, I guess. So,
Okay.
cuz I'm experiencing like the energy depletion, like in my lows, my rut whatever. So
Okay.
I'm always trying to find like, man, how do I get back onto to that juice level where I'm like, well, like you asked what motivates the motivator, right? Or like what
Yeah.
who makes the clown laugh or the comedian laugh, that type of
Right.
shit.
Right.
How do you motivate yourself? And this is a constant thing that I've been always trying to like that I'm struggling with, or that I have struggles with. And then
Yeah.
like I always find my feet like sooner or later. But like a big part of that. So when I have stuff like, so it's actually crazy that this is this I like this interview because like
Yeah.
when people come to me about this, I'm like, oh man, you make me think better about myself. But then when I tell you advice, it makes that's the motivation that I get when I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what people have told me, and I've been telling people, and I've been trying to like live up to that. But that gives me that extra juice to like
Yeah.
fulfill my action. And then
Yeah.
like, so if you want to be like a person of integrity or people to look up to you, because when your word is consistent with your action, when your word like consistently lines up with your actions,
Yeah.
Like you live up
Word
to
is bond. Word is
yeah,
bond.
yeah. When you live up to that and people see that, then they're like, oh, I can rely on this person. And then like
Yeah.
so that's why when you say something to someone, like and you give them advice, you're like, this is the advice that I follow myself, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's that type of stuff. Like so I guess so some word of advice, it's okay to, you know, have your dips in energy and motivation, but as long as you get back on your feet, you just gotta keep trying, and then live up to your word. There you go. That's my I think
Keep
those
your
are like
word is bond.
yeah, word is bond, man. But also, you know, honestly, like shout out to Additup. Like he is really consistent with all this content. He's doing this thing, like, you know, he's always making moves, and like I see he wakes up early. He like
Yeah.
meditates himself too. Like he's someone I look up to. So like
I
I mean,
appreciate that, bro.
it's
Real
a
talk on
it's a
everything.
it's a synergetic, you know, effect. Like he looks up to me kind of thing, I look up to him, like, and we're like, and we
Yeah.
keep that circle of energy going to, like, you
Yeah.
know, so we motivate each other. And then like
Yeah.
another piece of advice, like find people like that who motivate you, that you can motivate, and then like you
Yeah.
keep each
So
other
that
accountable.
way it's not that, and that way it's not, oh, you getting drained.
Exactly.
It's a good energy exchange, like you said. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? For
100%.
sure.
100%. Yeah, he
My
was
boy Steve,
yeah,
man.
see, add it up, he knows what is going on,
You
man.
already know, man. Hey, bro, I really appreciate you coming by. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Until next time, you already know, man. Have a dope ass day, safe travels, whatever you got going on. Be safe and be
All right,
mindful.
peace out, bro. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.